What's up, NRBC family? Hey, we're shooting some videos tonight, and I wanted to jump on. We did the Elijah Craig C923 a couple weeks ago, and it got tons of views. So we're trying to really stay up current on some of the stuff that's dropping in our area right now. One of which is this brand new released Maker's Mark Cellar Aged. It's their first expression of their of the new warehouse in the cellar. So let's dive right into it. So again, Maker's Mark is proud to debut this Maker's Mark Cellar Aged Bourbon. This is an annual global limited release expression that proves whiskey aging is more than just a number, featuring a marriage of an 11 and a 12-year bourbon. Maker's Mark Cellar Aged delivers the distillery's first anticipated oldest release to date. So since its founding in 1953, Maker's Mark has always aged whiskey to taste, not time. If you've ever been to Kentucky and been to Maker's Mark, you'll hear that all over. It's always like, to taste, not time. It's not about how long the bottles age. It's about how they taste, and when they mature, they put them out. So this one is a little different. So to achieve the vision they sent out by its founders, bourbon without a bite that's always smooth, soft, and creamy. So Maker's Mark Cellar Aged stays true to that philosophy, delivering a richer, deeper, and more complex, older bourbon, free from the harsher tannic effects commonly found in extra aged American whiskeys as a result of the innovation, the maturation process that starts in traditional Kentucky warehouses and finishes in distilleries' one-of-a-kind limestone whiskey cellars. So here's a direct quote from Rob Samuels, who is the 8th generation whiskey maker and the grandson of the founders of Maker's Mark. He said, "For more than 65 years, aging our whiskey from a decade plus wasn't something we did. It's not that we didn't believe in it, we just simply hadn't found a way to do it that didn't compromise our taste vision, until now. Cellar Aged whiskey embodies an older whiskey that's distinctly Maker's Mark. One rooted in challenging convention, delivering new flavor experiences from the environment that surrounds us, and building on a taste vision, again, that's been generations in the making." So, to become Maker's Mark Cellar Aged, barrels first spent approximately 6 years aging in traditional bourbon warehouses, where they endure the Kentucky climate and the temperature swings from season to season until they are fully matured, and then they can be called Maker's Mark. The barrels are then moved into their distillery's new whiskey cellar for an additional 5 to 6 years of aging before they are blended to taste and bottle. The new limestone warehouse that they just built from 2016 allows the barrels to be stored at a constant 50 degrees. Instead of the aging from the seasons, they have it just like the Blanton's warehouse. They keep it at a certain temperature, which they say helps age the barrels faster, and you get more of the flavor notes and the flavor profiles, and you keep that tannic out of the bottle. So this innovation and taste-led approach in pursuit of an older Maker's Mark expression continues the boundary-pushing mindset that has shaped the brand since the beginning. Founders Bill and Margie Samuels challenged category norms when they actually burned their 170-year-old recipe, choosing to use red winter wheat instead of the rye in their mash bill for a softer, smoother bourbon. So this Cellar Aged will be an annual limited release in specific markets around the world. The unique maturation approach of this Cellar Age will be consistent every year, but the specific blends of aged bourbons will vary based on where the barrels are ready, of course, by taste. So, this year's bottle is, again, their first release of the Cellar Age, and it's a blend of 80% of their 12-year-old bourbons and 13% of their 11-year-old bourbons. The bottle's at cask strength, and it comes in at 115.7 proof. These bottles are available right now for $150 in most areas. The very interesting thing about these is Maker's Mark only made approximately 25,000 bottles of this annual release globally. So if you can get your hands on one, I recommend it. That is a little pricey. It's a little more than our normal $65, $70 bottle. But I think the hype is real on this. So I was actually fortunate enough to get a sample of this because I couldn't get a bottle. And then just this week, there was a drop in our area, and I was actually fortunate enough to get a bottle. So let's do a quick review. Let's see what we get. All right. God, that's super sweet. You get the oak, you know, but it's a super sweet oak. Tons and tons of vanilla, brown sugar. I get like a lot of stone fruit, like that dark stone fruit, like cherry pie notes. It's like, as you know, I always relate everything to some sort of pie, but it's like that buttery crumbleness on top of the pie. So maybe some butterscotch. It's delicious. Let's see what the palate is. Oh, that's fantastic. Immediately I get a lot of oak, but again, it's that very sweet. You get that nice red winter wheat recipe. So you get, it's funny because traditionally you get the sweet notes on the front of your tongue, but as soon as that hits my palate, I immediately get that oak, but I get that sweet recipe. I do also get that traditional Maker's Mark baking spice. But this is fantastic. Yeah, this is good. It's nice. You could tell this is an older age bourbon. Gives you that nice little Kentucky hug, but it's not hot, but you can tell as it's going down that it's an older aged bourbon. It's not that, 3 or 4 year old. It kind of dissipates as it goes down. I'll tell you now, now that it's going down, it's kind of switching to like a Dr. Pepper note, where you get that like dark cherry, that molasses, but that sweetness carries all the way throughout of this. This is a fantastic bottle. So I like the higher proof of this. I like the sweet notes. I like the baking spice. It's got that traditional, even though this is an older bourbon, this is about double the normal of regular Maker's Mark. You still get those classic notes. So I think it's really good. I like this. I think if the club scored this, I think we'd put this in the high 80s. I'm going to give this an 87. I actually really like this. So I think this is a really good bottle. I think this is a buy if you can find it. Again, the $150 price tag is high, but it's a 12-year-old bourbon and it's a first release. A lot of collectors will like that. So I think if you find it, buy it. Like I said, there's only about 25,000 globally. So don't pass this one up. If you do buy it, let your buddy buy it if you don't think you want to spend the money. But this is a great bottle. Yeah. So, all right, cool, guys. Thank you. I hope you like this. Again, please like and subscribe. Go over and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Hope this review helped. I think this is the bottle to buy this year if you can find it. This comes in to me just like that C923. Fantastic bottle. So if you guys see it, buy it. And hey, look, remember, bourbon looks great on the shelf, but it tastes even better in your glass. Thanks, guys.